Happy Friday. We have a huge 12 game slate. Let's talk some round ball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're back, baby. That's right. It is NBA time, and we got a huge slate. No more crappy small slates like we had on Thursday. We got 12 games today, but a crap ton of injuries, of course, all over the NBA. So tread carefully. Yesterday was not good. It was one of those days that we haven't had in a while, but luckily it was on a day where we just had some half unit plays. We can get through it, but it was 0-3. Just didn't catch a few breaks. We'll go over that recap in just a little bit, but quick reminder, NFL Week 14 best game bets video and trends. That is out now. We've been red hot in the NFL last 4 weeks. Let's keep that rolling. As you guys know, we have worked our butts off on this new website. We got a lot of people coming in. Really appreciate it, but it is the new hub now. If you have not heard, just to betoutside.com. It's $14.99 a month, but right now you can get one free month with the promo code JABOXmas. And here's all the stuff you can get. I mean, you get email notifications right when I post a bet. Now, I will say this, bets are still free. I'm not hiding behind a paywall or anything. They're still free, but you're going to get them earlier because, you got to record a video, edit, get all the notes together. It does take time after I find a bet. So you get those right to your email. Premium betting tools, which we talk about more in detail in that 12-minute tutorial video on our YouTube page, so be sure to check it out. But it's just a ton of things, including access to odds across 250 plus sports books. Just a great way to find the best bet and the best odds, linking your sportsbook account, all that kind of stuff. And we have chat rooms now. Discord is going away. We have chat rooms, NBA, NFL, all that kind of stuff in there. And we're gonna have some weekend research slides in there that you guys have been wanting, betting contests, just a lot going on. We've tried to give you a ton of value for hopefully not too much money here. And of course, you can save some money. 1 year membership is $150 per year. Just really appreciate it. Like I said, we've been working on this for a really long time. Just a nice step for a growth on this channel. And we feel like we've given you guys a lot of value on this site. So go check it out. Use that promo code, get that one free month. But we got to get to some shout outs. That's right. New website members at Derek.Tolley29 and at JC or J Crush 3RC. Thank you guys for joining. Look forward to seeing you guys on the site. I don't have a dad joke. I got two brain busters on a Friday. How about that? So here we go. Neil A. Armstrong was the first person to land on the moon. Neil A. backwards is spelled alien. Hmm? Next one is just an interesting one to think about. Is it called sand because it's between the sea and the land? Good conversation starters, I think, for your Friday at work. But in this video, we're going to recap yesterday, and then we're going to talk defenses versus the centers. That's right. The defense is giving up the most and least points, rebounds, and assists to centers. We're going to talk teams on a back-to-back, and then we're going to talk nothing but net. That's right. The best net ratings and the worst net ratings lately. And then we're going to get right into the best bets. With a football video in this, I didn't have time to go through get some leans out and all that. I'll post them in the pin comment. But we're going to go right to it. The three best bets, got a couple one-unit plays, and then, of course, we'll finish it with the recap. So hit that like button already, or like that like button if you haven't already. Also hit that hype button if you're on mobile. Really helps this channel grow according to YouTube and Google. So really helps us out. Appreciate it. Leave a comment if you have any time at all. And if you're new to the channel, come join us. We got a great community here. A lot of positive people, a lot of smart people giving out winning bets. So hit that subscribe button. But I'm done rambling. I'm ready to get it rolling. And that means it's recap time. All right, unfortunately, we got to recap yesterday. Again, haven't had a day like this in a while. It will happen over the course of a season, but just frustrating. Peyton Pritchard over 21.5 points. Let me just say this. He took the most shots he's ever taken all season. 21 shots from his hand to the hoop, and he made 8 of them, and he ended on 20 points. I just needed a guy who's a great shooter to go 9 for 21 to cash a bet. Couldn't do it. Couldn't get it done. Love the read. Would do that a million times when you see a guy taking 21 shots. Derek White got off to the faster start. He got off to a slower start, but then he started really shooting. And honestly, it was a blowout, and they let him play kind of deep into the fourth quarter. Just didn't get it done. Raptors, it was tough. He couldn't. Apparently, they didn't have a game plan of making someone other than Austin Reeves beat them. And it was tied. And they gave up a 3 to Rui Hachimura at the buzzer to lose the game. It is what it is. It's not like they were ahead the whole game or should have deserved a win or anything like that. But it was a tight one and just didn't fall our way. Ace Bailey, never again. This guy is horrendous. He had, again, I bet him last time. He had a historic 6 fouls in 10 minutes for me. I bet him for the second time this game. Great matchup, right? In his first 16 minutes, he has 4 fouls. How in the world do you make it to the NBA not knowing how to stop fouling? It's just mind-boggling. He ended with like 4 points, not a lot of minutes, just atrocious. Never again will you see him on my bet slip this season. That is for sure. But that's what we got for the recap. Again, all half unit plays. We will get through it, but that was a bummer. Season record 65 and 65, up 1.78 units, 25 and 17 on under player props. That's what we got for the recap. Now let's talk the big men. All right, we start with the defenses giving up the most points to the center position on the right side of the top 10 centers, most points per game. Now we got two matchups. Pacers facing Nikola Vucevic, 16.6 points per game. Pacers giving up 24.5. And the Blazers facing Jalen Duren, 19 points per game. Blazers giving up over 24 per game. Any team or player that's in green just means they're playing today. We got a lot of players playing today, that's for sure. So again, Bam Adebayo, you'll see over there. You'll see, and then the future side, you'll see Khalil Ware. Both of them play center sometimes together. Bam's a power forward, but just wanted to include both of them there. So that's what we got for the points. Let's move over to the rebounds now. We got two matchups, and that's the Pacers versus Vucevic again, and the Clippers versus Zach Edey. What a tease for later in the video. Anyways, then we got Jokic, Karl Anthony Towns, Zubac are the top three rebounders for centers with Duren and Khalil Ware there as well. So that's what we got for those rebounds. Now let's take a look at the assists. How much do these matter? That is the question. Center assists. There's only two guys. It's Big Jokic and Baby Jokic. That's right. Şengün with 7.1 assists. Jokic at 11.1. Everyone else 4.2 or less. But Grizzlies giving up the most assists, 5.5 for what it's worth, facing Zubac, averaging a whopping 2.7 dimes. Pacers facing Vucevic, and the Suns facing little baby Jokic, Alperen Şengün. But that's what we got for the points, rebounds, and assists for any overs. Now let's check out the toughest matchups we have. I mean, it's pretty much every team is playing. We'll see Lakers, Thunder, Grizzlies, Spurs, and Cavs top five, giving up the fewest points per game to the centers. And then fewest rebounds, Rockets, Lasers, Lakers, Thunder, Hornets, and Spurs. You see I cannot talk. It's super late. I don't know what I'm saying. You see the Thunder in the top five in all of pretty much every tough matchup, to be honest. And then Sixers, Thunder, and Knicks top three that are playing today and fewest assists allowed. So that's what we got for all the stats and numbers. Again, we start out with point guards on Monday, all the way to centers on Friday every single week. Hopefully, take some screenshots and use them throughout the week, and it really helps you get some winners. But that's what we got for the centers. Now let's talk some back-to-backs. All right, we have 5 teams on a back-to-back today, and here's their against the spread record on 0 days rest this year. Lakers 2-2. They just had a buzzer beater win over Toronto. Celtics 3-1 against the spread. Jazz 3-1 against the spread. How about that? Raptors not good, 1-3 against the spread, and the Philadelphia 76ers. Second night of a back-to-back, you might worry about it. They're 4-0 against the spread. So that's what we got for the back-to-backs. Now let's talk nothing but net. All right, here we go. We like to do this every other week, kind of mix it up with the against the spread numbers. But today we're going to talk about net ratings. Kind of tells you, what teams are playing really good lately, what teams are not. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with every single team. We got a few surprises in here, but the top 8 or top 10 right now in net ratings, no surprise. It's the Thunder just crushing everybody in their own league. Rockets also playing really well. Magic, how about that without Boncaro? 10.1 net rating. And by the way, net rating is offensive rating minus defensive rating. And then Celtics, Lakers, Heat playing well still. Knicks, T-Wolves, Nuggets, and the Grizzlies. How about that? Time to trade Mr. Morant. Worst net ratings. Blazers are actually one of the surprises. They just have not played that well, obviously without their head coach still. But Bucks, and now they lost Giannis. They're just a mess right now. Nets, not a surprise. Pelicans, not a surprise. With Zion going down yet again, that guy's career is just turning into a nightmare. Los Angeles Clippers there, they've been bad all year. Jazz, Hornets, Bulls, who started out so red hot, are playing absolutely awful right now. And the Kings and Wizards, no surprise there, they are absolutely terrible too. So that's what we got for the best and worst net ratings and all the research slides. Now it is time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Memphis, Tennessee, where the Grizzlies host the LA Clippers. Clips -1.5, total 223.5. As of right now, this is probably my favorite bet. Again, sometimes I say that and bad things happen, but hopefully it cashes easy for us. Zach Edey, over 11.5 rebounds. I gave this out on the website, -122 on DraftKings. This line is just too low for the big man. He has played really well, especially rebounding the ball. Not counting the game he left after 5 minutes. In the last 5 games, his rebounding numbers are insane. As you can see by this outlier screenshot, 15, 15, 19, 17 and 15. No lower than 15 rebounds in 5 straight. Gotta love that. So potential ladder spot here. Rebounded chances also just flat out silly, as you can imagine with this many. He has 24 plus rebounding chances in 5 straight games, 28 and 33 rebound chance games in 2 of the last 5. And that 33 rebound chances, which is just crazy. Guess who that was against? This exact same team, the LA Clippers, just a week ago. I expect around 30 minutes yet again here. In games where he's played 26 or more minutes this year, he's over in all 5, averaging 16.2 rebounds per game. Again, we just need 12. I thought even about making it a 1.5 unit play, or maybe laddering, but I'm just gonna stick to a unit. Sometimes you still got blowouts, foul trouble, injuries, everything to worry about with the big man. But I like this one. Facing the Clippers, like I said, already 19 rebounds on 33 rebound chances last week. Clippers again up the 10th most rebounds to centers. Recent centers versus Clippers, Khalil Ware and Bam Adebayo combined for 23 rebounds. Okongwu had 9. Jock Landale. It's late, guys. Just don't worry about my English. He had 6 rebounds, 3.5 line. Zach Edey, of course, 19 rebounds. Should be a competitive game based on the point spread, whatever that means. But just need him to stay out of foul trouble, stay healthy, play his 30 minutes. He should cruise over. Give me Zach Edey over 11.5 rebounds as my first best bet. All right, it is time for that Kalshi trade of the day. If you guys are not a part of this site, you are missing out. The link is below to join. It's awesome. You guys have probably heard a lot about Kalshi lately, but you guys can bet on pretty much anything in the world events. It's like stocks, buying, selling contracts, whether it's politics, economics, movies, music, etc., etc. Of course, we're going to do sports. So we're going to go right here. We're already in the Charlotte at Toronto game. I'm going to do a little sprinkle here. So you can scroll down a little bit. You can either pick the winner or go on the spread right here. And we are at 8.5, which is where the spread is. It says Toronto wins by over 8. We're going to take no, which means we are taking the Hornets plus 8.5 on this one. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on here, just $3. I got a lot of money tied up into some futures here on Kalshi. But hopefully we get that. But I like the Hornets here. They played them twice already, beat them in overtime, and lost by 2 or 3 the other time. Raptors on a back-to-back. They're like 1 in, what I just say, 3 or 1 in 4 against the spread on second night. Maybe they rest some players. So it's ugly, but I like the Hornets to keep this one close. So that's what I got for my Kalshi trade of the day. Now, back to the video. All right, this next one takes us out to Detroit, Michigan, where the Pistons host the Portland Trailblazers. Pistons minus 7.5 total. And this one's 236.5. Another 1 unit play. It's a big man. Give me Donovan Clingan under 22.5 PRAs, minus 110 on bet 365. Not a ton of books have this out when I gave it out on the website and here. So let's talk Clingan this year. As you can see by this outlier screenshot, under 13 of 21 games, 62%, averaging just under 22 PRAs per game. So, I mean, right around this average here. His biggest game was 42 PRAs versus Chicago. I could probably get 25 PRAs against Chicago. They are the worst paint defense in the NBA. They're just absolutely atrocious. And I would need to stretch for quite a while, though. He went under in tough matchups. So 21 versus Spurs without Wemby, 18 versus the Thunder, 20 last game versus the Cavs, 17 PRAs versus the Houston Rockets. Last 5 games, he's averaging 16.7 rebound chances per game. That's going to be where a big chunk of this comes from. And only 7 field goal attempts per game, averaging just under 3 potential assists. So obviously, he might add one assist or something. But facing the Pistons, as you saw earlier in the slides, they are elite versus centers. 8th fewest points allowed, 8th fewest rebounds allowed, 6th fewest assists. His scoring profile, when you look at Clingan, 32% from catch and shoot. Yeah, sometimes he can take a shot from deep. Not that he's going to take a ton of them. And he also 64% is within 10 feet, pretty much in the paint. Pistons are elite defending the paint, and actually, in both of them, catch and shoot. They're allowing the 3rd fewest points in the paint this year at 44.2, allowing the 7th lowest frequency and 7th lowest points per game to spot up. So, I mean, this is a tough matchup for him. Detroit, 5th highest rebounding rate in the NBA. So it's not a game where I think he has, one of his crazy awesome rebounding games. You got Jalen Duren, Asar Thompson, all these guys, Keith Cunningham, all these guys that are willing to rebound should keep him not off the boards, but should at least slow him down a bit. I like this one. Give me Donovan Clingan under 22.5 PRAs as my second best bet. All right, this third one takes us out to Cleveland, Ohio, where the Cavaliers host the San Antonio Spurs. Cavs minus 5.5. Total is 238.5. This is a half unit play. I thought about doing a 1 unit here. It's Jalen Tyson over 22.5 PRAs, minus 116 on DraftKings. Again, I'm going to do a half unit because it still is a smaller sample size we're dealing with here, but I like this one. The key thing here is Darius Garland and Merrill are both out for this game. In the 5 games without those two guys, as you can see by this outlier screenshot, by the way, the 7-day free trial is below. Click on that link to join. But he's over in all 5 games, averaging 28.2 PRAs per game. His minutes have skyrocketed. He's averaging 30 minutes per game. Also, in a competitive game, I expect another 30 minutes here. Coming off a 42 PRA game versus the Pacers. Not saying I expect a 42 PRA game again, but he should start yet again at shooting guard here for the Cavs. Facing the Spurs now. They've been okay defensively without Wemby. Average for points allowed versus shooting guards. They're giving up the 8th most rebounds, though, to shooting guards. Average for assists. Tyson, 54% of his shot type is from catch and shoot. Spurs have given up the 10th highest frequency of catch and shoot, given up the 4th most points per game from catch and shoot. And then final note, Tyson's really attacking the glass lately. 19 and 17 rebounds the last 2 games. I don't know if he can keep that up. Obviously, he had less than that in the first 3 games without these two guys, but that's a good trend. Maybe they're getting him to attack the glass more. 19 to 17 rebound chances, plus Jared Allen is also out, possibly some more. So minutes are high, volume's high. I expect a competitive game. Give me Mike Tyson over 22.5 PRAs. That is my 3rd and final best bet on the video. More plays will be coming, but there's just a ton of injuries. If I give out too many, you're going to get screwed. With a couple of injuries of people that need more sleep and their toe hurts and things like that. So that's what I got for the best bets right now. Before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. My 3 best bets so far. Zach Edey over 11.5 rebounds for 1 unit. Donovan Clingan under 22.5 PRAs for a unit. That's right, 2 1-unit plays on some big men. And then Jalen Tyson over 22.5 PRAs, minus 116 for a half unit. Thank you guys for watching, as always, all week long, every single day. Again, if you haven't checked it out yet, the NFL Best Game Bets video is out now with player props and anytime touchdowns coming out on Friday. Hope you guys have a great Friday. Enjoy this awesome day of basketball, and we'll talk to you soon.